Okay, this is DragonofEternity and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker MSQ. In the last video I entered Labrynthos, the first of 6 new outdoor areas for Final Fantasy XIV. And in this video I'm going to be continuing going through the MSQ. So, Alphano. Deeper into the maze. I have switched to the Paladin because I would like to get experience on both Paladin and Dragoon. So whenever it hits level 81, I'll switch to Dragoon. Alright, deeper into the maze. Alphano is gazing into the Archeon with an appraising look. Well, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let us proceed into the main building and speak with the Custodian. Okay. Now I see something here. What is this? Gemstones. Oh, that's back from Shadowbringers. Oh boy. In the market for something on the rare side, got a whole village's worth of surplus from the Archeon, some of which can even be yours for some bi-coloured gemstones. You know, if I had known that you guys were going to be using bi-coloured gemstones, then I would have farmed a bunch. Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Oh, no. No! I never looked at this, did I? They've added about 20 new cards. Oh, that's going to be fun to get, ain't it? 230. 307. 313 onwards. So that's a grand total of 19 new cards to collect. Oh, fun times of that. I'm going to be doing a lot of that off screen. Dare I ask what cards you have at least? You have 1. You know what? Let's do 1. Let's just do 1. Right, I'm going to assume that you drop the troll card. My god, mean words today. Yeah, it'll most likely be... oh shit. Well, I might have done something wrong here. Right, there we go. Well, I'll get the card off you eventually. Let's see, Archeon Custodian. Greetings, we are here to peruse the Archeon's vaults. Peruse? You're clearly not gleaners then, might I ask for your affiliation? We belong to the students of Bildessian, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Not us then. I suppose we had better move along to another facility. This building has a lift that connects to the middle tier, right? Might we at least make use of that? Really? That service has also been suspended, I'm afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. What? So this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our restructuring operation is concluded. By that time it will be too late and we are so close to getting answers. We need to rethink of our approach. Let us step outside for the moment, shall we? Students of Beldesian. Oh, he knows. He knows. He knows that we know. But now I know that he knows they know. The foreigner must be wary of exposure, indeed, to so heavily restrict the use of public institutions. If they're going to close off facilities, then they ought to announce it. The students must be furious. Labrynthos is constructed in the shape of a mortar. This upper layer is called the outer circuit, and the medial circuit lies one tier below us. We are at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I should like to pursue this one further. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. It is likely that the people in this area are involved in the restructuring in one way or another. If we were to ingratiate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten the load. Hint hint, nudge nudge me. Okie dokie. Speak to people outside. You. Bone weary worker. What's that? Take you down on a lift with me? Sorry, but not a chance. I've been up and down all day, and only now have I finally found a spare moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out the gate there, though, shouldering a large pack engaged in some manner of task. Perhaps maybe he'll be headed down below after he's done with whatever it is he's doing. Alright. I need to get that mecha dragon someday. Right, where would this next one be? Unless I needed to go after that guy outside there. Bemused student. Am I taking lifts? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us on into the Archeon, even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere. But it was wandering around Tranquility, so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Squeal, squeal! Oh, just a little squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we'll have to take care of it until the Archeon is open again. Can I see what's in here? Nope. That was a hope. So, over here for the pack-bearing Lena. Let's see, where would he be? He's there, I assume. Erinville. Oh, it's you! Quiet, you frightened us away. Ah, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The Cloudkin I need to capture is close, very close. I'll help. You wish to help me with this too. You spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds, but the one I'm after today is the hornbill. Okay. The hornbill. Its feathers are green, and its cry a distinctive caw. Single it out and shoot it with a sleeving dart. The hornbill. Am I mixing it up with the shoebill? Maybe. The effects are short-lived, so I'll lie in wait down by the riverbank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one. So, green and caw. Green and caw. Green and core. Whack whack. Caw caw. Coco coco. Coco. Job done. Well, that was easy. I feel like I might be drowning.
Fair shot.
Oh shit, he talks.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
There you are. Any new revelations? So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a gleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labrynthos. Open only to a select few researchers hand-picked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, Mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labrynthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you'd do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
Huh. Well, thanks, Aaronville. You've given us away. What a nice buddy boy. So as soon as it loads, I guess I'm going for a mine shaft. I hope that ain't a dungeon. I mean, we have 2 DPS, a healer, and whatever the hell Cryo is. Okay, so there is a way down to there. And I also gotta get that eventually. Yep. Right. Potty check. Gryle. I never would have noticed this cave on my own. Thanks God that Aaronville knew of it and that you were there to persuade him to share. Alice, eh? I took a quick peek inside it, but it's awfully dark in there. The medial circuit which Aaronville mentioned is in a tier directly below us. Unlike the lowest level of Labrynthos with its rigid security, one can usually roam the middle layer quite freely. Let's see what we might find. Alright, how about you? This must be it, the entrance to the mine shaft. 'Tis faint, but I hear something moving within, creatures homed there by the researchers, you think? Well, slavering beast aside, we will need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Sure. The medial circuit. Alice appears ready to get underway. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head on in, given the terrain ahead, though it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow, and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. Alright. Survey the area and defeat any enemies that appear. Alright. Discover a new location. That's a big cave. And there are mushroom things. Mithril cap. And click. Noble and noble. I gotta say, I kind of prefer this battle theme to the Shadowbringers one. Yeah. Feels more epic. Plus you've got the prelude bit in there as well. And bubble. Alright, where to next? That's not mine. Come, Merble Frog. Take me to my destination. I feel like there would be an A rank or an S rank in here. Maybe. Alright, the music continued. Alright. Two down. 3 down. Okay, no, those are mine. Alright, I don't have max mount speed in this area. I can see why people were using the cloud bike. New location. That mine shaft was infested with mythocaps, some sort of research project, I wonder. I suppose they are a most unusual creature. Why did they develop such long limbs when all they do is shuffle about near narrow tunnels? Evolution be weird. Marshna, did you know Kryl almost took a tumble back there? She can't possibly still be dizzy from the lift. Okay, Kryl, what's happened to you, hon? I was being careful, I swear. The slope was steep and I fought and I lost my footing for a moment, that's all. I'm not injured. If you don't count my pride. Ooh. Everyone seems to have made it through without incident, nothing of consequence at least, and as promised, the tunnel has delivered us into the medial circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a variety of samples for agricultural production. If Erinville's assumption holds true, that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, then we should see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. Really? Alright. Is it me or is this a bit loud? It's the volume I had it before. God, this mount speed is slow. Oh, not really much I can do about that. So I guess we're going to this circle then. Are those? Yep, those are Garlics. And Corrigans. And tomatoes. And onions. And Madrigores. Let's see. No one here? So, wait. Wow, look at the polygons on that grape. Aha, now I know where we are. This is Mariel Ergonomics. Labrynthos is a host to a wide variety of vegetation which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed the Labrynthos colleagues, so I hear. More notable successes might make it to the Agora. Food so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess the origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. 'Tis possible they know something of the forum's plans and their underlying motivations, worth looking into, wouldn't you say? See what you can coax from the workers. The rest of us will do the same, or cast about for useful clues. Okie dokie. Speak to free people. Let's see, there's one. There's one. Okay. Jebke. How you doing? Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors, not with the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? I took a mine. The mine shaft, you say? Well, you're a much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields, but I'm afraid the forum has us filling order lists a mom long. Massive yet detailed requests, literal wagon loads of crop samples, and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard this grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation and was met with vague assurances that all will be revealed in due course, not the most satisfying answer. Yeah, you can say that again. Let's see, overwhelmed laborer. Ugh. Do I ought to be taken down below, more than I carry, and then some? Do I ought to be taken down below? More than I can carry and then some. Most of our stock is sent via the cargo lift, but some has been earmarked for aerial transport. Hence the stack of crates atop that hill over there. Gods, hauling the lot up that slope was a job and a half. Alright. Was he being threatened with being took down below? Or did I just misread that? Harried Harvester. What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is a variety of grape. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Only surprising, given that it's a native to a peculiar locale in the very place upon which Labrynthos was modelled, a region in the south of Ilsebard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for myriad flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north gave way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition into hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect, used to be called the Caravos, before the Imperials named it Locus Amoenus. The forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment. One whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labrynthos. It's since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments in cultivation. There's a lot of talk about Caravos. Makes me wonder if we got a zone coming up. So, up the hill, investigate the stacked boxes. What mount am I on this time? Oh, I'm on the piggy. Oh boy, cutscene time! Oh boy, big crowd time! Stacked boxes. The labels on these crates tell the story of their contents, bundles of common seeds and saplings accompanied by sheaves of reports. Is this voiced, or am I voicing it?
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion. You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we've failed to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly. Isn't that the entrance to the Archaean? Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member, or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all... Crier?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
What's up with Kryl? Huh. Will it load? That's definitely interesting. Kryl, the flowers, the headaches. Something's up. I wish I knew what, though. It feels wrong to spar in Erenville, helpful as he's been, but what other choice do we have? Let's get after him already. We've waited too long as it is. Kryl? Kryl? Kryl, what are you? I can't see you in this pile of people. Oh, there's Kryl. Hi, Kryl. Still looking at the flowers, eh? Forgive me, my attention was elsewhere. We were following Erenville, weren't we? We will be. Is Kryl still feeling unwell? I've never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. We cannot let her quarry slip away. The full report, warts and all. That sounds like a frog. Right, I think... Will I be able to do this in 20 minutes? I could try. The full report, warts and all. Nah, I'm going to keep this for next time. So yeah, I think I'm going to end this video here. This has been DragonofEternity going through more Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. In this video, I ventured further into Labrynthos. And next time, I guess I'm following Erenville to get some info. So, fun times ahead. Full spy times ahead. Woo. So, yeah, that planned out viewers, with my rambling hopefully now finally done. Until next time.